Hello, this is Greg Allison with Greenest, coming to you on the 27th of March, 21. Time on deck is 1800 hours Central Daylight Time. And I come to you with a story straight from the gates of Bill. So the question is Bill Gates taking action? Is Bill Gates about to do things, push things that's going to drive the food prices in our country and around the world up? Are we looking at a situation of food versus fuel? You might recall not that long ago, I did a story about Mr. Gates becoming the biggest farmland owner in the United States, the biggest farm owner in the United States. We also know that Bill Gates has been pushing GMO crops and things like that around the world. And we also know that Bill Gates, among other things, is involved in a research program to investigate the dimming of the sun, which would kind of go against his crop production area. And of course, gotta love him. I mean, he don't want us to eat real meat anymore. He wants us to eat just that fake meat, which of course he has on his stock in two of the main companies just pushing that stuff. So it always seems a lot of the stuff he pushes, he's got some little vested interest in. But hey, he's a billionaire, right? So what? Yeah, okay. But you know, we're living in an age right now where food costs are already got tons of pressures to go up. And I've covered that in recent videos, talking about the demand from China, talking about how our climate has gotten into a phase with a jet stream being so much more serpentine that there's all kind of interruptions in the growing cycle and the beginning and the end of the growing season primarily. You get late season or early season frost and weather's changing, rain's changing. A lot of things are putting a lot of pressure on food supplies. And of course, in China, they just had rains and floods all growing season long. Yeah, the food prices are going up. And even in the United States with the more growth of cotton, since we're not getting from Xinjiang province in China, yeah, a lot of things. All right, enough of that said. But now, so Gates has kind of weighed in. As you know, Gates is now the biggest farmland owner in the United States. And a lot of questions about that. So what, guys, I bring you a lot of these stories. This is all part of keep your head on the eyes wide open, and head on the swivel news, so you'll know what's coming at us, so you can prepare for it, especially preparing for food prices. The best thing you can do to prepare for food prices is grow your own. Grow your own food. Have your own food security. Don't be reliant on the other guy. Be reliant upon yourself. This is something that I talk about on my channel. It's something that I really emphasize. So what I have to tell you is that you can go to True Leaf Market and check my link to True Leaf Market. You can get all kind of seeds, and they're non-GMO seeds. They are heirloom type seeds that you can replant, and the seeds therefrom. You plant it, you harvest the seeds, you replant them, and you get the same plant back. Not true with hybrid seeds. So this is the way you want to go when you grow for self-sufficiency over the long term. When you are looking at a grid down, what hits the fan situation, then that's what you need. There's no other way around it. So there you go. Go to check my links to True Leaf Market, buy your seeds. Right now it's time to plant. Right now, get it while the getting's good. Also, subscribe to my channel, bang the notification bell, and click all, because I'll bring you a lot more of these videos. And my eyes wide open, my head on the series videos. But I also have videos on how to garden. I have videos on how to garden without having to go to the store to buy stuff. So you can do it in a grid down situation, which is primarily resilient on composting. And of course, worm farming is one of the best things for composting. I got tons of videos on that. And I should be selling worms again in a few weeks. So when I do, go to greenregs.com. All right, enough of all that said. So let's get into it here. There was Bill Gates did a Ask Me Anything meet and greet session on Reddit recently, and somebody popped up the question, some Redditor asked him, says, "Hey Bill, why are you buying so much farmland?" And Bill, he kind of started a little bit, maybe deceptive. He didn't quite seem to know how to answer that. He stumbled around, but then he found his mark and got to talking about probably what was at his heart. So his first answer was, my investment group chose to do this. It's not connected to the climate, he said. And then he contradicted himself. You take it right to the climate. See how this guy, how he thinks, little mind of his, geez. So what he did is he told him that, or actually doubled down. He said, it's unclear. He said, it's unclear how cheap biofuels can be. But if they can be cheap enough, they could solve the aviation and truck emission problems. See, so he went into that. He went straight to talking about emissions, about the environment. I don't know. He just said it wasn't about climate. Uh, so, and he, kind of further elucidated that, that the agricultural section is important. He says with more products, more productive seeds, we can avoid deforestation and help Africa deal with climate the problems and difficulties they already face. Of course, what he's talking about is GMO seeds. And we already know that all these companies, they force farmers, once they sign in to do GMO seeds, they're forced to buy the seeds from the companies, and the prices have been going up. And we know a lot of farmers in India just couldn't bear it. A lot of them are committing suicide over this. So, this is a solution, that satisfies the elite. And, you're not going to hear a lot about this stuff in the news media. So maybe through alternate sources like out of India. But, the solution set is somewhat less than perfect. Guys, listen here. We got 42 to 47 million acres of lawns in North America to be turned into food production if we so chose. You could feed 2 billion people out of our lawns alone in North America. I ain't dealing with farmland. And I got a home concept you can live out of and make a living out of and grow all your food in. At least most of it. You could actually grow it. You might be switching more to a veggie diet. But you'd have fish too, or worms, rabbits. You could. Now, of course, I'm not saying let's do away with agriculture, but I think we need to change how we live and operate in this world. And we could do that dramatically and make it a far better world. We don't have to be starving to death. But these guys, that's not where they're trying to take us. This whole food versus fuel thing is really where Gates is going here. Because we know that as we are looking at increasing food prices, that you start moving more of the food sector into the fuel sector. Well, it's good for farmers, but it's going to be rough on food prices. And the ones that's going to hurt is the third world nations the most, the ones that's already starving and having a lot of problems with food security. They're going to pay the biggest price overall because they're, proportionally speaking, their cost of food is a whole lot bigger portion of their income, if they have one. So it's real hard for them to deal with these increases in prices. But hey, if you consider all these people useless eaters and your biggest concern is overpopulation and climate change, I mean, my friends, I got a little, maybe I'm just strange, and maybe I'm out of sync, maybe I'm missing something here. You tell me. You leave the nuts blown. Just tell me what you think. But doesn't it just seem a little bit unsettling that the richest person who has taken it on as a number one priority to say that we have too many people, that we need to control our population for the sake of climate. Also, just so happens to be the biggest farmer or the biggest farmland owner in America. And he also promotes things that's going to dim the sunlight potentially and make crops less productive. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just get a little too excited about some of these things. But it just strikes me as just a little bit questionable. Makes me wonder. Makes the guy go, what's up? What's up, Bill? What are you up to, buddy? Buddy Bill? But there's solutions. There are answers. If we just sat around and decide to become totally serfs to the deep state and a great reset and all these things, and decide that we'll give up all of our means of production and we'll just surrender everything we got and we'll just take what they give us. Yeah, I can't swallow that, friends. But you're not going to have the ability to stand on your own 2 feet. You will literally take whatever they give you. Yeah, I think I can do better myself. I think I can do far better growing my own food. I don't know what I got. I'll be much happier This whole notion you'll have nothing, you'll own nothing, you'll never be happier, or you don't have any privacy. Yeah, that's not my definition of happiness, my friends. Oh yeah, and you got to live in a rack. How also shipping containers that are racked and stacked by the railroad track just down from the smokestack. Not my definition of happiness. My definition of happiness is walking around the woods. Yeah, they want to crowd these stay out zones. You can't go out in nature. You got to stay in your ISO shipping container. It takes too much energy. You might violate nature. You know what? It's good for nature. And it's good for our nature to be involved in it, to appreciate it. The more we appreciate it, the better we'll take care of it. So that's how we develop our stewardship of nature, is by loving nature. It's a two-way thing. But anyway, so this whole thing about the converting more food to fuel seems to be what's partially behind Bill Gates's idea here. And he started out, just very dismissive. My investment people chose to do this. So it just purely an investment thing. Didn't have anything to do with climate. Then he launches in. It is unclear how cheap biofuels can be, but if they can be cheap enough to solve the aviation and truck emissions, yeah, okay, there you go. We know kind of what's sticking in the back of his mind here. So we'll see how this all plays out. Maybe nothing comes of it, but guys, there's already tons of forces out there to drive the food prices up. So if you're not buying that, if you don't believe it, go to the grocery store, for Pete's sake. Holy smoke, they've gone up a lot. Fuel prices are going. Not only that, we're told we're going inflation it much, but hey, I just bought plywood yesterday. I'd been buying plywood for $32 a sheet last year, and this year I paid $54. I bought paint for about $30. I thought it was high last year at $30 something a gallon. I paid 20 something before that, and I paid $53 for a paint of for some good paint this year. Same kind of paint, $53 for a gallon. About 2 gallons. And my costs are going up. This is for my worm beds, guys. My costs are way up. And I got to pass it on to you. Postage costs have gone up. Energy costs are going up. Labor costs are going. Everything's going up. So, I hate that. It is what it is. So, well, yeah, worms. Price of worms are going up. Price of, compost to go up. Price of food is going to go up. But that's just what it is. Especially now if you cut down productivity of farmland because you want to throw chalk in the atmosphere. Well, that's a whole nother story I could get into again. But my friends, there is hope. The biggest hope is to grow your own. You can perfectly do that. Absolutely. I also teach you in a lot of my videos just how to go out and live eating the weeds and the trees. That's free. But you need more protein. You need more calories than you might get from the weeds and the trees. You can also go to prepwithgreg.com and find my special 20% off 25-year-long food storage. Because, you might be that, you got to learn some skills growing that food and eating from the weeds and trees. It might take a little time. You might have a bad year in your garden. You might get wiped out by hail or vacancies of weather or locusts or something. So, it's still good to have food storage. Go to prepwithgreg.com for that deal. But also go to Tree Leaf Market to get your seeds. That's what I'm really telling you to do. And get seed. Plant gardens, grow stuff, take care of yourself, be your own, stand on your own 2 feet, and don't let them take that from you. That's one of the most important things in the world, to be independent, to be able to provide for yourself and your family and know that your family can be provided for. And so totally subservient, hoping that all the wheels and cogs in the government keeps turning. Of course, the power grid goes down, all that's gone. And if you don't have nothing, you're going to be starving to the bone. So you want to be reliant on that kind of world? A lot of people do, because they don't get it. They think they're woke, but they're not awakened. Yeah, I was using woken, woken and some of my Wednesday things, but I didn't mean it that way. I mean it like truly being awake. Really know what's going on in the world, not some politically. Oh, I'm a woke robot. No. Being able to think for yourself, being able to see what's happening, knowing what's going on in the world, and knowing that our security is somewhat less than absolutely spectacularly perfect. And the security for growing food and having food is one of those things, but you can do plenty about it. So, Greg, I live in a city. I don't have anything. Well, you know what? I got videos on my channel about how to grow food, microgreens in particular, right in your living room. Go check my videos out. It's on my oldest playlist. I'll do more on that. And you can grow from containers and pots. You can grow in your windowsill. You can grow on your kitchen counter. Those microgreens really only require a lot for about 3 days. They make so fast. They're 40 times more nutritious than regular food. There's so much you can do. There is so much you can do to take care of yourself. You're going to say, well, Greg, well, I need seeds for all this stuff. Well, that's where you grow big plants in the pots and let them go to seed. If you're doing microgreens, and then down the road, you could do that. All right, my friends, I've said enough. I've banged on this enough. Just bear in mind, we kind of have a picture now of what's in the mind of Bill Gates with regards to being the biggest farmland owner in America and growing. And a lot of his friends and buddies are also going in the same direction. So what does that mean for our long-term food security? Well, I just say it's somewhat less than absolutely spectacular. And with that, because I'd be somebody, oh, great, it won't affect it all. I don't think people are going to say that. But, you know, we already got so much pressure on food prices right now. Just watch it. Be prepared. And, hey, nothing wrong with growing your own. It's really good. It's therapeutic to actually grow and develop something. And you know what you're eating. It costs you more money to grow it. You know what you got. You know it's healthy. But you know what went in it. It's the peace of mind. You can't pay for that peace of mind any other way. And your kids don't know where things come from. And you say, hey, we grew this. This was ours. So it's a very educational process. It gets people involved in nature. So much to be said for growing your own food or whatever else. And I know you people's heads are spinning. No, I'm not going there. Food. It's what a body needs with water. Oh, yeah, I got a video about purifying and sanitizing water too, my friends. And there's two separate things, Mr. Dave Hodges. All right, with that, everybody, I'll say thank you for watching.